Oh, okay. Let us continue with our Unit 11 modify commands. Okay, so we have looked at some of the modifying commands: erase, move, copy, rotate, scale, and mirror. Now we're going to look at three more: join, explode, and offset. Okay, so those are the three ones we're going to see in this video. So the first one, we're going to go right here, okay, and we're just going to look at these items right here that I have created. But just so that we can start brand new, I'm going to go right here and I'm going to create a few more lines right here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and however many lines I can do right here. Okay, that is using my regular line right here. Now I'm going to go to my polyline and I'm going to create some freeform lines around here as well. Here, enter. Now I have those two items right here. Okay, so now this first one right here was created with a regular line, the command line right here, and each one of those lines are individual segments. Okay, each one of those lines are pieces of individual parts right here, created with a line command right here. Now with the polyline, I went and created this object right here, which becomes a single unit, a single entity. Now, sometimes one will be more beneficial than the other depending on the kind of work that you're going to be doing. But if the case was that I had this one right here with different line segments, individual parts, and I wanted this to be a single unit as this one is right here, I can very easily go and convert that into a single unit rather than having to draw everything again. So what I can do right here, I can use this modify command called join. Okay, I can go right here, select it there, or I can type J, enter on my keyboard, and it does the same function. So I'm gonna go here. Now this time I could go and select each one of these lines individually. As we have done in the past 2 weeks, we learned how to select objects. So I could do this by going each line one at a time, or I can put a window that selects everything. In this case, the blue screen will have to have everything inside. Only everything that is 100% inside will be selected. If I were to go from my right to left, this crossing window with the broken profile and the green window, that will select everything for as long as you touch a little part of that object. So either way that you select it, you simply go select everything, hit enter. If I go back to check that, that is now a single unit, even though when I originally created this object, it was multiple lines. Okay, so if I wanted to do the opposite thing, I created this one with a polyline, and it's one single unit made out of several different lines. You can see there's a grip point right here and here and here, but nonetheless it is a single unit. Let's say that I wanted to have this as single parts because this line right here and this line right here are not supposed to be part of my final project. So what do? Do I recreate another one? I could. It's just going to be more time. What I can do is I can go to this other modify command called explode. If I take this explode, go and select this object, then hit enter. Now that it's broken apart, and each one of those lines becomes a single independent entity or unit. See that? So now you said, you know what? No, I did not really want that. I want to keep this as a single unit. I can always select my entire object, go to join, click there, come back, and very quickly have that. Okay, so that is join and explode. If I go to explode, then it becomes again individual parts. Now the next one that I'm going to go over right here is going to be offset. So to present offset, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a square rectangular shape right here. And I'm also going to go and create some circle right here, just any random circle. Okay, so now to offset, in a sense, it's like making a copy of something. It's just that it goes in one particular direction. If I wanted to make a copy, for example, of this circle from any given point, let's say from the quadrant right here, and I want to make a copy point 25 down, you realize it makes a copy from here in this direction, but it doesn't go symmetrical all the way around. It doesn't create that copy going inside or outside in all directions. It only does it in this particular point, and in this particular point nothing happens on these sides. So now if I go to my offset and I said, you know what, I want to offset this, the first thing I have to say is under my command line, it says specify offset distance. So the same thing that I did when I copied just a little while ago, 0.25, hit enter, and I simply place my cursor in the direction that I want to go. In this case, on the inside of the original circle, click there. If I wanted to do another one, I simply click on that one, go inside, click on the outside, and I simply go and continue, and I make copies of that object but offsetting it using the offset command right here, which allows me to create a copy but it goes proportionate in all directions, whether I go inside or outside. And the same thing happens with my square right here. If I just go and I said offset, and I'm going to do a different measurement now, I have to check what my command line is asking me. In this case, it's 1 in a distance. So I'm going to go a distance of 0.125, which is 1/8. And I'm simply going to go and do that to the inside. You're going to do this with your pattern exercise that you will be working on for this chapter. So I can just keep going right here, making more copies. If I wanted to go to the outside, simply click on that object that I want to offset, and then it allows me to continue making more copies. See, I can do it to individual lines. If I go and I said offset, give it my distance, and I can go here, see that everything gets offsetted depending on the needs. Look at this one right here. Individual lines, you will have to do a little bit of cleanup, but we'll see that shortly. I can go with individual parts or single parts. See, that is my offset command, modifying command right here. Okay, we'll continue in the next video with more of our modifying.